Now, we want to go to our local host, and we're going to fix images that should have links when the card has a button. So not like this. I don't think content with media needs it, but the cards do. So yes, I can click on this and go to our industries, but I really would like the image to also have that ability. So if we go to our cards, component, card grid, should be this is the actual cards. Here, then we need to go to our content and look at our homepage and look at cards. So here we have card, and then there's this include button. Let's see here. This is some card text, and then there's a button there already. So if I hit the include button, there's that. So if I hit save here, include button is off, which should get rid of this button, but it does not. All right, so now if I set this as true, let that load up, refresh, then this works, but it's not the proper link. Interesting. Oh, okay, so the problem is that this is an internal link now. So we also need to check the link type to make sure that we get the right link. So a couple of things need to be fixed here. So we need to make sure that the card has a button. So the include button is marked as true. And so right now we see that that is true, but even when it's marked as false, there is still this button here. So I think that needs to be here, button container. And so if we do card dot, I can just do this here. So instead of card buttons, do card include button. Oh, I guess I still need that. And card dot buttons, card dot buttons, card include button. Let's save there. And I didn't save that, so that button went away. Perfect. So first part done. Good to go. Second part, let's get our internal link fixed. So we're going to include button here just to make sure that this actually worked. Include button, and then this should come back with our button. Great, and so we've got this link, but now we need to update that link. So our button itself checks for an internal link. We are going to do the same thing here. So let's take our whole check. Oh, it's a reference. Perfect. Okay. So let's come up to if it's active, we should get the internal link from props. I guess it's buttons. Oh no, it's from card. So we'll do, so this is an array, which means that I'm going to have to use this reference for reference. So card, we come down to here, we've got our include button, which means that the link is working now. So for our href, this is where we're going to be working. So let's give ourselves some space here, because what we need to do is first check if there should only be one button now. So if I do card dot buttons, yeah, so there is only one button. So I can just do dot link type is equal to external. We can just return our card dot buttons dot. It's fine. I was thinking of ways to be lazy, but that's going to take too much time. Dot link. And then if not, so this can go away now, then this comes down so I can see what I'm doing. And then we want to check then if our card buttons.internal link. All right, so we've got our internal link dot relation to does not equal pages. So we don't want it to equal pages. Let's just copy all of this to end it, and then I'll adjust as I need. Okay, all of that. Get rid of this constant here, and then I should be able to come here, and I'll explain this code here in a second. So card dot buttons. All right, so now if I don't have anything though, type string null undefined. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so I got the internal links working here, but I want to get rid of this type error too. So type undefined is not assignable to type URL. And so the issue here is that I guess at the end of this, it can still be undefined. So it wants, so all right, so we have our card buttons. If the link type is external, it'll then return the link. That's great, that's what we want. If it's not, it's going to check then if the relation to is pages. If it's not, or if it is not equal to pages, we would do a type check to make sure all of that's right, and then we return our relation to, which is what this is happening right now. So that's industries, internal link value slug. So that's right. And then if it is equal to pages, then we skip that relation to part and it shows, and then it checks if it's home. If it is home, then it'll return just the / and if it's not home, it'll return the slug here, which this should actually have a / maybe? I think it does. I'm going to double check. Do /. So then I need a way for it to make sure that that check happens. Okay, so that's wrong. So I don't need those /, and then, but that's all the way through the end of the check. So, all right, did that break anything? It did not. So all of that should be good now. So these cards can be clicked on. These buttons can also be clicked on. The text area cannot. So there's no buttons here and there's no space for buttons there. So let's go and change this from internal. So the small business one will change to external, which we'll just set to, I don't know, YouTube, and then let it open in a new tab, hit save, and then refresh. And so it shows up as YouTube. Perfect. All right, so it's getting its check. Great. And then let's double check that this opens as blank. Perfect. So obviously we don't want that. We can switch this back to internal, save, and then if I refresh it, we then again have our industries. Oh, why didn't the image change back? Because it has an external link, but link type is no longer external. I think then, it's the open in a new tab. All right, so we got to make another change then. What we need to do is this should actually never be external. So what we'll want to do is do cards, our card.buttons, that, and then we'll want to make sure that our link type, this needs to equal, we'll just do does not equal external, just to keep it as explicit as possible. So now this can't ever be true, and that's fine. So then we need to move this logic down here. And so this needs to be card.buttons, link type does equal external, because I also might want to have, if we can do our target, we can set this to be, I don't ever imagine this being true for an internal link, but just in case, we do want the ability to open in a new tab, blank, and then if it's not, we can do self. All right, so then that should get rid of this part. So now if I refresh this, I'm not too worried about what the external link's going to do yet, but all right, so this open in a new tab thing is messing with me too. So we can move this here and then target. If it's external, we always want it to open in a new tab. All right, so we're here in our link. So now we're checking if the relation to the internal link is not equal to pages. If it's not, that means that we do our relation to with our slug. So that should be just like this says, industries, real estate. Oh, sometimes I do some weird things when I'm starting projects. All right, so now all of this should work. We're going to double check and test, make sure. So open a new tab is checked, which means that this will open in a new tab. But now let's switch this back to external. And what this should do is ignore this part of the branch and go straight down to our branch here, where it's checking that it includes buttons, that the link type is external. And if it is, it'll be YouTube, and YouTube will open in a new tab. I can see it here with the target equals blank. So now let's actually switch this back to what it's supposed to be now that everything is working like I want it to.